Did you know the ocean covers 71% fewer humans have actually stood at the bottom of our deep oceans than have walked on the moon? We have mapped Mars in much higher resolution than our own ocean floor, and the reason isn't budget or interest. The truth is, deep space is genuinely easier to reach. The extreme pressure down there would instantly crush a deep-sea submarine like a tin can. The darkness is absolute. The cold is near freezing, and those bizarre creatures living down there look like nothing that belongs on our Earth. The ocean actually has 5 layers. The deeper you dive, the less it looks like a place life can survive. The top 200 meters is the bright sunlight zone. This is the sea you know best, with coral reefs, dolphins, and sea turtles. Tiny phytoplankton here produce about half of the oxygen on our planet. That means every second breath you take comes from this single layer. Nearly all marine life lives here. Below 200 meters, sunlight stops, and so does everything familiar. From 200 to 1,000 meters is the Twilight Zone. 1% of surface light reaches this depth, just enough to spot shapes and shadows, but not enough for plant life. Pressure climbs to around 100 atmospheres, and creatures start getting seriously weird. This is where the bizarre barrel-eye fish lives. Its head is totally see-through a dome of clear fluid you can peer straight through. Inside, its weird barrel-shaped eyes rotate right within its own skull, pointing upward through its forehead to spot potential prey silhouetted against the faint glow. When marine biologists first caught these creatures in nets, they assumed the delicate clear heads had been damaged. In 2004, researchers at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute finally filmed one, alive, confirming the strange feature was totally natural. This Twilight Zone also hosts the biggest daily animal migration on Earth. Billions of tiny creatures, fish, squid, and jellyfish float toward the surface every single night to feed, then sink back down at dawn. Every ocean night, all at once invisible to nearly everyone alive. At 900 meters, the vampire squid is waiting. Despite its creepy name, it doesn't drink blood. It has the biggest eyes for its body size of any creature on Earth. It survives in oxygen levels as low as 3% of surface levels, which are deadly to nearly anything else. When threatened, it literally turns inside out, wrapping webbed arms around its body like a cloak, and shoots out glowing mucus from its arm tips as glowing decoys into the dark. Under 1,000 meters is Midnight Zone, reaching 4,000 meters. No sunlight, total darkness, crushing pressure, 100 to 400 atmospheres, temperatures near freezing, and no plants. Their only food is marine snow-dead creatures drifting down from above. This is the only constant food source for an enormous amount of life. Nearly 90% of creatures down here make their own light. The dragonfish has a pitch-black body, making it invisible, but it makes and spots red light, a wavelength that almost no other creature here can see. Deep-sea biologist Edith Witter, who won a MacArthur Fellowship for her bioluminescence research, calls it one of the ultimate high-tech stealth systems in the natural world. It hunts using a spotlight its prey cannot see. The goblin shark has survived here unchanged for 125 million years. It senses electric fields from nearby animals using sensors covering its snout. When prey gets close, its jaw shoots forward like a slingshot, stretching 9% of its body length in milliseconds. It doesn't need speed, just close range. Then there is the famous anglerfish. The female dangles bioluminescent forehead lure, glowing in the complete darkness. A tiny fish gets close. The jaws snap, her body stretches to swallow prey, double her size, but their mating habits are totally wild. The tiny male bites her skin and never lets go. His body fuses with hers, his organs dissolving. He loses his eyes, his fins, and independence, becoming a permanent mating attachment. Evolutionary biologist Theodore Peach at the University of Washington documented female fish with 6 fused males attached at once. What started as a separate creature becomes part of another. 4,000 to 6,000 meters is the Abyssal Zone. 83% of the seafloor, the biggest habitat on Earth, almost completely unexplored. Around 4,000 meters, the water hits the carbonate compensation depth. Below this boundary, calcium carbonate dissolves so violently that shelled animals completely vanish. The water literally dissolves their protective shells. The few exceptions use special organic coatings or aluminum in their skeletons just to hold together. Everything else here is soft, jelly-like, made of the water, the only design that survives. Giant isopods scuttle around looking like wood lice the size of footballs. They survive years without meals, waiting until a whale carcass sinks from above. They pick it clean to nothing, then return to complete stillness. Hydrothermal vents rip open where tectonic plates separate, blasting out water over 400 degrees. Around them, whole ecosystems thrive without any sunlight. Tube worms, 2 meters long, pale white crabs, shrimp, sensing infrared from the vents. These creatures turn chemicals rather than sunlight into energy. Life without a sun, which totally rewrites the question of where else in the cosmos life might exist. In 2024, Ocean Census, a global project to catalog brand new deep-sea species, sent teams down to remote Pacific ridges and trenches near New Zealand. What they brought back included a creature looking like a glowing red sea tomato with 0 known relatives, and a wild new coral species that feeds on flesh. Now, these weren't found in some untouched abyss. They were found right on the edge of already mapped territory, which really makes you wonder about everything else out there. The deeper we explore these oceans, the weirder life gets. But here's the catch. Some of the most incredible ecosystems on Earth are also the most vulnerable. Still, it feels almost impossible to make a difference when trying to protect our oceans and the marine life inside them. The scale of the crisis is overwhelming, and there is only so much you can do as a single person. But together as a community, we can make a massive difference. That is exactly why I love what Planet Wild is doing. Planet Wild is a community of over 25,000 members, including myself, funding real conservation missions across the globe, from saving endangered species to restoring habitats and protecting delicate marine environments. Think of it like crowdfunding for nature. What I love is that you do not just donate and forget about it. Every single month, members receive video updates right here on YouTube showing exactly what is happening on the ground. So, instead of wondering if your support made any real difference, you actually get to see the results. For example, in one of their recent projects, they used a simple yet effective solution to help tackle ocean plastic right at the source. I have always been totally fascinated by the natural world, and honestly, the more I learn about it, the more I realize just how much is out there worth saving. If you want to help support real conservation efforts and protect our incredible natural world, including the fragile oceans we are discussing today, you can donate whatever amount feels right to you. The first 100 people using code AXEN6 will get their first month covered by me. Just scan this QR code or click the link in the description. You can cancel at any time afterward. If you want to see them in action first, watch their amazing mission video, Fighting Ocean Plastic, linked below. Now let us go even deeper. Past 6,000 meters lies the Abyssal Zone, named after Hades' ruler of the underworld. It exists only inside deep ocean trenches. The Mariana Trench reaches almost 11,000 meters at Challenger Deep. The pressure is 1,100 bar 8 tons per square inch. Most people think the deep ocean is silent. It is not. Hydrophones lowered deep into the Mariana Trench captured a constantly eerie acoustic soundscape. The low rumble of far-off earthquakes, whale calls moaning down from miles above, and the screech of grinding tectonic plates amplified by those massive walls. Researchers who first listened said it sounded just like a haunted house. Music swells. Music. The deepest spot on Earth is far from quiet. This Hadal snailfish is the deepest fish ever filmed. Caught at 8,300 meters during a 2023 expedition led by biologist Alan Jameson of the University of Western Australia. completely translucent with visible organs. Its skeleton is cartilage because bone shatters under this intense pressure. The apex predator of this deep-sea trench. It looks like something biology never actually intended to create. Down below, where snailfish survive, amphipods swarm. Those tiny shrimp-like critters devour whatever garbage drifts down from the surface. Marine researchers discovered microplastics inside their bodies. Even down here, almost 11 kilometers under the waves, in the absolute most isolated spot on Earth, human pollution has beaten us there. Explorers also found giant single-celled organisms in the Challenger Deep. These incredible creatures actually grow to the size of dinner plates, just one giant cell living in total darkness under 8 tons of crushing pressure. We have charted only about 25% of the seabed based on the Seabed 2030 mapping project. The other 75% is totally unexplored and completely dark. We know far more about the surface of the moon. And looking at what that tiny explored portion holds, like glowing animals with no known relatives or fish that fuse their bodies together, plus coral that eats flesh, the unmapped 75% has no obligation to be any less weird. Before you head out, if you love discovering this wild world deep beneath the waves, go check out Planet Wild. See their team in action on their mission battling ocean plastic pollution right here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.